Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody. Welcome to our show, Tipsy Tuesday, not glitchy Tuesday. We had to reboot, so sorry if you saw us cut off and start up again. Facebook wasn't operating, or they weren't cooperating with us in the beginning. But we're here, right? Say hello to Mr. Ace P. He fixes it all the time. Just maybe takes a little patience, which I don't have. So it's all good that he does. He does. So thank you all for being here. If you're new to us, make sure you subscribe to our channel either on YouTube or like our page on Facebook. We're here every week, actually a few times a week, live. So appreciate you being here. Send us some hearts and thumbs up. And who knows, if you stick around and answer the giveaway question at the end of the show, you might win a $25 gift card. You never know. Lots of great information coming at you today. We have so much going on. Those of you that have been watching us, we have our biggest event of the year happening this week. And we just got back from a quilt show, from vending at a quilt show. So yes, there's wildness going on. It's like those ducks that we look really calm and then we're like this on the bottom. Woo! Paddling. So we're smiling here, but
that's a good one.
That's how it goes. But let's start off by seeing our winner from last week. I asked you a question, was what is your favorite wild animal to observe? Lots of fun answers to this one. There were some interesting animal viewers, so to say the least, but I love that.
Whoa.
Love that. So who's our winner from last week?
Drum roll, please.
Let's see. The winner is Jennifer Knight. Congratulations, Jennifer. She was watching us on YouTube. Jennifer she said, I love to spot a fox. Well, that's cool if you spot a fox multiple times. I think I've only seen maybe 2 or 3 times I've seen a fox.
Yeah, a couple.
Around here. In Iceland, a few more times. But here, like a red fox, I've only seen him 2 or 3 times. It's always kind of surprising. You think it's a dog running by your bush first.
You can tell.
But Jennifer, all you got to do is send us an email to help@GE Quilt Designs and getting your gift card so you can go shopping. Yes, Madison, Wisconsin was a blast. I was only there for a short period of time, but we vended at the show, great Wisconsin quilt show, and Wisconsin was great to us back. So that was really, really a fun time. It was, for me, my favorite part was seeing a lot of friends that I've known and taught and hung out with for multiple years. Great supporters of mine and Stripology, and I haven't been back to Illinois or Wisconsin to teach for a while, so it was great to see them. Great to see people, lots of folks that haven't met us before. So that was really good.
Cool.
Yeah, this was cool. I missed this part because this was on Friday morning. The Badger Band came and played with us. Bucky the Badger.
You know now.
Now I know, yes. I got 15 text messages from my son and others.
Where is this?
This was where we stayed. We actually rented an Airbnb that was a quilt retreat. And it was great.
Look at that guy.
Yeah. And everybody sewed a little bit. Mr. KP did sew a little bit too. I missed that part, but Michael, I was guiding him with his quilt, and Kara was sewing, Colleen was sewing, and Preston, Nancy was sewing.
There's the awesome
crew. And I got some sewing done too, the little time I was there. It was really great.
There's the awesome crew.
That's the crew. That's our magical team that got everything to work. And then the other half of our team unloaded the trailer today. Everything is in the house. Everything is getting back on the shelves that didn't sell. So all is good in the world. And then we rip it all out, back out, and out to the tent on Saturday. Yes, it is wild. Not all of it, but yes. It is a lot going on. But let's kick off our tip of the day. This is our monthly block of the month, our Stripologized block of the month. It is time for that. And this one is number 9. We're in September, so number 9 of our Stripologized block of the month. So let's check out what is in store for block number 9. Welcome to the Stripologized block of the month, where we take a traditionally pieced quilt block, stripologize it using our Stripology rulers and the Master Your Stripology Rulers book. This is block number 9, so make sure you go to our website to download the worksheet where you will have the coloring block image and then all of the units that make up this block. We also have the 3 sizes, 12-inch, 9-inch, and 6-inch. So with the finished size units you need to make to finish this block. So let's break this one down. Now this layout is a typical 9 patch with the center being larger than the outsides. And what you see right away, of course, are 4 large flying geese here on each side here. And then we have half square triangles in the same size, but in 3 different colors. So let's take a look. First off, we're going to start with the flying geese. So this will make, for the 12-inch, is going to be a 3 by 6-inch finished flying geese. And we want fabric A, which is sometimes called the wings, to be the background. So I have cut mine. And this is, of course, found in the book on page number 19. Depending on which ruler you have, 19 is the mini ruler, and then the next 2 pages are for the Stripology Squared or the XL, which both of them you can use for these large flying geese. So the technique is all found on page 18. So for my 12-inch block, I need to cut a 9-inch background. This is fabric A, so which is going to be this background fabric. And then for the colored part, fabric B, I have a 7.5-inch square. So this will be my flying geese. It's going to be a little odd because we have this unique fabric here, but I'm excited to see how that turns out. Now for the half square triangles, as you can see on the sheet, they are all the same size, 3 inches finished. And so the instructions to Stripologize half square triangles is found on page 10, actually on page 9, to Stripologize your half square triangles. And the rule is, of course, to cut our squares an inch larger than the finished size. So I have my 4-inch squares. I have background because each of the half square triangles has a background. So we need 2 of the yellow, 2 of the green, and then 4 of the black. So for the technique, as we know, we make 4 at a time. So for my yellow, I'm going to go with a red, just switching it up. So you only need 1 square of each color, and that will make the 2 half square triangles. And then I have my green is going to be aqua turquoise. So I have a background and 1 square to make 2 of those. And then I have my corners, and I'm going to continue with the black theme there. So that, because we are making 4, you would need 2 of each background and the colored square. So as we put this together, I start by putting the 4 half square triangles together. I did end up spinning the seams on that just to eliminate the bulk on the side here. And then To that center, I added the flying geese. I pressed the flying geese outwards, and then I assembled the top and bottom units, pressing the seams towards the flying geese so they will nest nicely as you sew them to each long side. And then to eliminate the bulk here in this last seam, I ended up pressing that seam open, and that let this block lay nice and flat for me. So there it is, block number 9. I hope you are participating. And even if you're not, you can always try one block. It's really great to practice all those skills, practice the charts and the conversions. And somebody said, I need more practice with my flying geese. Yes, it is. Everything is about muscle memory, you guys. It's interesting when we teach that Master Stripology Rulers class and we're teaching them this flying geese method for the first time. And some people get so frustrated they don't get it perfect for the first time. And I just have to remind everybody, remember your first quilt. So please give yourself grace. Practice makes you better. So keep practicing. It's just fabric. It's okay. It's just fabric. Any questions on the block of the month? You can go to our website and go to the More button, and it gets you to a page called bonus charts and templates, and these are right there. You can just download the instructional sheet with the coloring page and everything. So, and of course you will need the Master Stripology Rulers book to get to all the conversions and the charts. All right, good one, good tips, love it. So last Tipsy Tuesday, my tip of the day was themed by Moda's Sew a Jelly Roll Day, National Sew a Jelly Roll Day. And I always kind of think about that. Most jelly roll quilts are hard to finish in a day because there's a lot of seams if you're using strips for everything. However, I have a pattern that you can actually do it in a day. It's really quick, and it's strip search. So last Tuesday, in my tip of the day, I gave you some tips if you want to take a stab at making a quilt, making a strip search, whether you do it on that day or another day. I gave you some tips last week on how to prep your strips. I challenged myself to grab one of our scrappy strips bag, and how many 2.5-inch strips I got out of it. I got over 50 strips out of it, and I still got half of it left for smaller strips. And so next week I'm going to give you some tips on making these blocks, but I wanted just to give you a little sneak peek on how my blocks are turning out, because that scrappy strip bag was wild. It's everything, it's all kinds of stuff. But that was the other promise. I said this pattern is one of those, it doesn't matter what you throw in there, it really is going to look good. So here are a couple of my blocks just so you can see. I think it's going to be pretty cool. So, you know, it's all kinds of everything. We recognize some of these fabrics from many different fabric lines, but that's what Loving Scrappy is all about. So make sure you check out Tipsy Tuesday next week. We'll give you some tips on making these blocks. I'm going to show you something that's not in the pattern, and that is you can square up your blocks if you want. But I'm kind of excited to finish this quilt to see how it turns out. So then that'll have to be a little longer. That you have to wait for that. Scrappy. That's not your thing, really, usually.
Not really.
He likes it more organized, Scrappy. I get it.
That's going to be cool, though.
I like both. So we have been talking about Quickies, Stripology Quickies Club here a lot. We launched this a few weeks ago. This is, of course, to celebrate our new book release, the Stripology Quickies book. We have created a club around it, which is going to be 12 different video classes where I take you through making 12 different quilts in the book. Now, some of those are already have done the sew along, so you've seen those before, but this is going to be so much fun. Our first one that we're going to release, the first video class, is going to be Lilo. And so that's why I have Lilo hanging behind me. Your video, first prep video, and your files will be in your account. If you already purchased the whole Quickies Club, you will have this on September 25th. So if you want the special introductory price on buying the whole program up front, the 12 video classes, plus 12 prep videos, plus 12 recipes and 12 cocktail recipes, and some other stuff. So you can get in on that through September 24th. So the day before we actually kick it off, that special price will be on. And this is a great deal because each class is like $8. So, which they will be, if you want to just buy them individually, they will be available for $17.95. So check that out to join us. But I wanted to show you my special Lilo that is hanging behind me. So this is the one I made alongside the class, and so I just got it off the long arm. This is made from a bundle that we got in not too long ago. I just fell in love with it. Oh yeah, this is the original Lilo that is in the book. But let me show the bundle that I used for this one hanging behind me. I used Ski Hill from Riley Blake, and so it's a ski themed bundle, kind of retro, both colors, and has some sweaters, knitted sweaters, has a little, knitting patterns and skis and snowflakes and all kinds of fun stuff. Love the colorway of just the red and white and the teal. So I chose, as my background fabric for this one, I chose to go a deep dark brown. This was one of our espresso colors for Color Club, the Shadow Play Espresso, and it just gives it so much great contrast, but without being too harsh on the black. It warms it up and just makes it really, really rich. So I really love how that turned out. So you'll see more of that quilt later. It just literally came off the long arm. No binding on it yet, but I love it. Love it, love it so much. And then of course we have the vintage Lilo that I made, that is in the book as well, shown in the book. We have actually some kits available still, just a few kits available for this one with the exact fabric I used, the vintage, and then the vintage X's cream, which just coordinates perfectly with this bundle. Looks really nice. And then of course the original, oh, we have one more. Let's look at the Playgrounds. The Playgrounds one we made, that one is hanging in our showroom now. Beautiful bright fabrics, and I used just a white on white for that one, and it's beautiful how it turned out. Very nice and sharp. And then of course the original is out of our Winged Garden. I will be showing you that a little bit later. But check out Quickies Club to join us. It's up and ready. If you, of course, want to wait and just purchase individual, you can do that. So that will be available actually next week for the first Lilo class. All right, let's talk a little bit about FanFest. It is full swing over here, and things are starting to happen. We officially kick it off tomorrow, but we're setting up the classroom with a beautiful Tilda trunk show. So I snuck a few pieces in here just to show you. We have all the quilts that we have available from Creating Memories, the collection, so the 4 kits that we have available, and even some of the little pillows. So here's the squirrel block, and the acorn made a pillow out of it. Isn't that cute? So adorable. And there's one over there behind me in the yellow background. The pumpkins are from that too. And here's a bunny wabbit. So this is our spring one, the spring hairs, just one of each block. So if you wanted to try it, you can always try it. Let me show you a couple more here. Love this one. This is a pillowcase, but I don't have a pillow for it, so I'll show you on the overhead. This is the potted flowers. So this is one that I'll be stripologizing, showing you how you can easily get this angle here on the pots. Of course, the Stripology way. And I gotta show you the calendar quilt finished. So look at this one, the Christmas calendar. It's so cute when it's quilted and all the little bit of embroidery, like the eyes and the nose on the snowman. And look at that quilting, it's just gorgeous. So when the buttons are added, it just adds so much character. Look at how sharp and snappy the goose is, ready for Christmas. So this one will be hanging in our showroom. It is just gorgeous. Love the quilting on this. That makes me want to practice with my long arm doing some free motion. And speaking of free motion, we kick off FanFest tomorrow with classes in the classroom. And we have a wonderful, wonderful guest teacher, national teacher, Nina Klopfelder. She's here. So we're going to bring her on camera. Yay! Straight off the airplane. So, you know, apologies. Let me make some room for you. Here's a little pillow, because otherwise you'd be sitting 2 feet below me.
Way low.
Welcome!
Yes,
we're
great
so
to be
excited. We've got a full house tomorrow and Thursday for classes, and so everybody's very excited to get their
We're gonna
free
have
motion,
some fun.
yes, and some ruler work.
Yes.
Now, let's open this up for questions for people. But so think about any questions you have for Nina really quickly. But she brought some samples of what you'll be learning, or what they'll be learning.
I left them right over here.
Tomorrow is the beginning
free
quilting.
motion.
Beginning free motion.
You want me to hold them up? Or?
So yeah, we should put them over here so they can see them.
So in beginning free motion, we really start from the beginning, but we also learn a lot of different designs. I'm a firm believer in giving people their money's worth. So
Yeah.
I only consider about half of these true beginners.
Yeah.
And then these are a little more advanced, but I want everybody to find a design that they really like. And then
Yeah.
this is just a little play on what grid work does. And then of course, we learn how to write words.
Oh.
So everybody will write their name.
Okay.
They will quilt their name, not write.
Yeah,
they will quilt their name, yes.
I like that. I love that. This is awesome.
So yeah, they make that by the end of the day.
This is fun. And so you have some other versions
Well,
of them?
This is just another version. These are the same designs,
Just bigger?
just random.
Yeah, random.
They're not in the blocks. So it just shows that you can
Practice and
what they
play.
look like organically, if that makes sense.
That's great.
So
And then ruler work is on Thursday. Wow.
now this is all done with the class ruler.
Right.
So it's all the ruler work is the colored stuff, and then the free motion quilting is
In the middle.
it's the stuff that really just kind of gives a texture to it.
This is cool. Now, will they be making this?
No.
Or, no. I was going to say, that's intimidating.
No, they'll make something about this size.
Oh, okay, perfect.
So,
okay,
yeah.
awesome.
Um,
There's a lot of it just getting a feel for having a ruler. And
With the ruler work, we start in the beginning. The morning part of the class is actually learning how to hold the ruler, how to think with a ruler, and how to hold the ruler and the quilt all at the same time.
Yeah.
So this is all done on the domestic machine, and when you're doing ruler work, it's a different mindset. You have to always remember where you are, where you're trying to go, and it's, but you just have to learn it.
Yeah.
So kind of like what you said a minute ago about being a beginner.
Yes.
And you have to, I go a step
Muscle
further,
memory,
and
yeah.
I tell people that you have to allow yourself permission to be a beginner and learn something new. And that means when you're learning something new, whether it's free motion quilting, piecing,
Anything.
it doesn't matter what it is, you have to allow yourself permission to be new,
Yes.
to be a beginner, and
That's a
to
good
not get it
question.
right.
Do you pin base those smaller projects or spray based?
I'm a little bit of both. With the smaller projects, I spray base sometimes and I pin sometimes because it doesn't always need a whole lot of pins.
Yeah.
anyway, so I do a little bit of both. I'm mainly a pin baster. So anyway, I was trying to get this in there so they could see from the top. This is all ruler work. It is not the class ruler, but I like to show this sample because this is one that it was a guild challenge, and my idea was I wanted these 5 stars to be the main attraction. I wanted those to be the things you see first, and then you go, oh, look at the quilting. So that's why the quilting is done in just a light gray. It's done with 100-weight thread, which is super, super fine. And this yellow,
yeah, you can see it.
You can see just a hint of yellow, but nothing initially takes away from these gray stars.
Yeah, that's so cool.
But it's all ruler work.
Yeah, so cool. Okay, somebody else asked a question about, are you a long arm quilter, sit down long arm?
I am a domestic free motion quilter.
Yeah.
And I do have a sit down long arm. It allows me the space for those bigger quilts. Yeah. And once you get going on a sit down long arm, you get a little spoiled.
Yeah.
But there's not. I'm a domestic machine quilter.
Because then you can take that anywhere and be anywhere.
Right. And basically, the sit down long arm is just a domestic machine on steroids.
Yeah.
You just have all that space.
Yeah. Right.
So yeah, it's.
Barbara's asking, can same rulers be used on domestic and long arm?
Yes, if
if
you have a high shank domestic machine.
Yeah.
A high shank domestic machine allows you to use the same 1/4 inch rulers that the long armers use.
Yeah.
If you have a low shank machine, you have to use the 3/8, the thinner ones.
The thinner ones.
If you have a low shank machine, you have to use the 3/16 of an inch.
Yeah.
Right, which is smaller than a 1/4 inch.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So yes, but yes, if you have a high shank machine, you can use the same long arm rulers, and there's a lot of them out there.
There's so many. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. How do you support the bulk of a big quilt on your sit down long arm? Do you have any of those contraptions hanging it up and stuff?
I do. Those dog grooming arms. I have those on. I have 2 of them, one on each side of the back side of my sit down long arm, and they come up and they reach over about halfway into that table, and then you have like a bungee cord with a clamp on the bottom of it, and it helps hold that weight, especially for those big quilts. When you're quilting a king size quilt, you want some help with that weight. But a lot of the time you have that table, so even the smaller quilts, they're totally supported.
Yes.
So it's when you get into those bigger ones, like a twin and a queen,
on the floor and
that's when you want that extra
That's
support.
a good question.
That was a good
Johanna. She does teach a lot of Zoom classes, so
I do teach
check
Zoom
it out.
classes.
You just taught one this weekend.
Saturday, beginning free motion, and you wouldn't think that that would go well on Zoom, but it really does.
Yeah, that's great. So that's all on your website,
Yes.
ninaquilts.com.
I'm doing a Zoom class on the 17th.
Okay.
It's the Free Motion 2, so it's learning different designs.
Low shank, high shank machine. What's the difference? What is the difference?
Okay. The ankle of the foot is lower, and I don't remember the dimensions. That was my freezing there.
And you can just ask your sewing machine provider.
Right. Your ankle on a low shank sits lower and closer to the bed of the machine. On a high shank machine, your ankle is higher.
It's a matter of getting that ruler underneath.
Right, that affects the height of the ruler foot. There are some brands of machines that have a low shank machine, but they're making the foot so that you can use a high shank. I wish they would all do that.
Yeah, that would be
great. That would be
great.
marvelous.
We just answered this one, sir. Janice says, wish she could go. She's really having trouble with how to hold the ruler. I get that.
Yep.
Okay.
We cover all of that.
Are baby locks high shank or low shank?
The high end of baby locks, like the chorus that you have in the classroom, those are high shank.
Shanks, yeah.
I have a chorus at home and I have a soprano. The soprano is low shank.
Okay.
So I have both.
So you just got to check. Yeah. Check
and usually the general rule of thumb is that the more expensive machine is usually a high shank.
Yeah.
And the
Lower
lower
end are low.
end is the low end. Now, all Berninos are high shank
Yeah.
because of the way they've done their foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, little guideline there.
Interesting. Yeah. Good questions, guys.
Yeah.
Thank you. Well, we got to get you some sleep. She just flew here this morning
just got
and had
here.
to run between gates. And so we're going to give her some rest. I'm going to finish up the show.
Okay.
And thank you for coming.
All
We
right.
can't-
Thanks for
cannot
having
wait
me.
to have so much fun this next
Yes.
2 days.
Thank you.
So thank you, Nina. Thanks,
right.
everybody,
Thank you.
for great questions. We'll be showing you some intel from the classes and giving you some video shots and stuff. But I have some fabric to show you. It's not fresh in the door, but this is about the time where we make our previous Bundle Club bundles available in the store if we haven't sold out of them already. So now, finally, the Wing Garden is available, and this is, of course, the fabric that I used to make my original Lilo quilt out of that is in the book. So let me show you Wing Garden. So this is Andover Fabrics, is the manufacturer of this line. The designer, her name is Alexandra Bordello. She is based out of, well, she is from Barcelona, Spain. And that's one of the things that really drew me to this line is the colors. The colorway, these beautiful, almost like a little bit of a sun-drenched colors, like a little faded, but it makes them still so rich and just so beautiful. So I absolutely love this line. So we have, starting with these teals, turquoise teals, 3 different prints in the turquoise teals. I apologize for I didn't have time to iron them because they came right out of the bag. So then we have going into this beautiful gold, so a little sun-kissed gold here with the moths, and fading into a little bit darker version of that gold. So pretty. Of course, we make 3 quilts out of every color club, so I made 3 quilts out of this one. I added this basic just to kind of give a little rest, and also building a bridge from the gold into this more cinnamon color, orange cinnamon color. I just love this print. And then we get into some pink. I just love this pink too. I'm not usually much of a pink person, but I love this hue. So we have kind of a gradual build into the darker colors. And the 4th colorway, or the 5th colorway, is this really nice, rich espresso brown, dark chocolate brown. Love this print. This brings all the colors together. And then we have a little bit of a diagonal plaid-ish fabric. I love that it's just artwork. And then I finished this one with, let me show you more of this one here. I finished it with a basic that I pulled from another company. It's a nice texture, just rounding out the balancing the colors with that last dark brown. So this is our Winged Garden bundle. We have my fabric pull. It's a little bit larger. I do have some other fabrics from the line available. We have some 1 yards, and some of these are available in 3 yards as well. So we have the Essence of Spring in the Midnight, so that plaid we have available. And so also we have the Wing Garden Main Floral available in 1 yards. We have the teal, the Graceful Flora, and the Delight. We have that available in 1 yards. And then 2 prints that are not in the bundle, but are those same from the line. We have, they're kind of a directional, so they work great for bindings, little borders. This is Renewal Rhythms in the pink petal, and then the Renewal Rhythms in the Midnight, so in the dark brown. So for other colors, I pulled Grunge Winter Coal for that beautiful dark brown espresso type color. And a little bit lighter is the Dimples in the dark olive. For the pinks, I went with the Starry in the plum. This is glaze in the cochineal. I don't know how to pronounce that word. I think I mess it up every time. Glaze, just so you know, if you were glaze lovers, this is one of our new lines, and it's sold out, and then we weren't able to reorder it for a while, but they just restocked it, so we are getting it back. And then I did a lighter pink, the dry brush in the medium pink, just to kind of add a little dimension to the pinks. For the golds, this is the dry brush in the cider, so I included that one. We have that available as basic. And then the bumbleberries and the soft terracotta is a great match as well. For the yellows, bumbleberries and the lemon. And then the dry brush and the daffodil for the lighter gold. For some of our teals, grunge and the avalanche. And then a lighter version is the Flights of Fancy in the Celeste. A nice lighter hue of that teal. And then I pulled some great accents. Some of these colors would mix great in there into the bundle. If you wanted to add the Grunge Cider Golden Delicious, is a darker version of this color, but it would work great as a focus print, as some borders. So would the Seedling and the Olive. It pulls out some of the greens in the leaves and works great as an accent as well. The Seedling in the Pewter we used for a background color for one of the quilts that we did for this bundle club, and it's a great accent, works great. All the colors in the bundle stand out nicely from it, so that one is fabulous. And so are just a little bit of off-white or light creamy background. So this is Grunge in the Winter White, and then Grunge in the Eggshell is a little bit whiter. I feel like a creamier version of a background works a little bit better, but if you want a little brightness, the Eggshell works great. I would not go pure white with it because the whites in here are a bit creamy. So let me show you the quilt. I'm just going to throw it right on top here because I have it here so that you can see these fabrics actually in play. And so the color that we used for this background is Grunge Cream, and it has been sold out for a little bit. So I pulled some other creams that would work great. The Grunge Natural has a little bit, it's less yellow, but it has a similar hue to it. And then I also love this Splatter Dark Ivory. This was part of our color club, and it works really nicely as a little bit warmer color. And let me pull out this Winter White, which is a great option as well. So you can see the difference is very slight, but either of those will be great as the background. Now that I'm sure those of you doing our Quickies Club are now thinking about what you're going to use for your Lilo. And so here are some great options, and Wing Garden is now available if you're not a subscriber to our bundle club. And if you want to subscribe, you can do so. We have spots open, and you will actually receive that Wing Garden bundle for a little bit cheaper price, of course, than we are selling it as on its own. Because if you are a subscriber, you get the best price always. So this is Winged Garden for Andover. All right. So that's it for our show today. We are, like I said, very busy trying to get ready for our FanFest. I'll be showing you, we're going to be live on Friday, of course. Friday, happy Friday at 12. We're going to have a little viewing party. There's going to be VIPs all over doing their little make and takes. And yeah, it's going to be busy few days here.
It's crazy.
Yes.
It's crazy.
But Friday, I am going to be showing you a little sneak peek of some of the bundles that are only going to be available in the tent that we are new, but they're only going to be available in the tent. And then, of course, we are going to have our Cyber Tent sale a few weeks after we finish this one. So those of you that cannot travel to be with us in person, there will be something for you as well. But let's finish off today with a question, a giveaway question, and you can win a $25 gift card. And here's my question, probably because I was craving this in the middle of the day, a warm breakfast. What is your favorite warm breakfast? Sometimes I just crave breakfast for dinner or breakfast for lunch, you know. So I was craving a really good juicy breakfast sandwich. That's probably one of my favorites. And
What'd you get?
I didn't get it. I had some cheese and crackers. No time. Probably my favorite though is like when we make a really good veggie hash with an egg and grits, some grits.
Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I love a good quiche too. I don't know.
I like a good stack and whack.
And a stack and work sandwich. Yes, you used to live on eggs, bacon, and grits.
Yeah. Still
Forever.
I still could.
You know, I did ask this question again too, and I was craving it, but it is National Biscuits and Gravy Day today. So, yeah, so maybe that's our dinner, biscuits and gravy. How's that
Get some
sound?
biscuits and gravy.
How does that sound?
Awesome.
Sounds good, right? Well, we'll see what happens when we get home,
At some point.
But of course, we are going to be here on Friday, but One Yard Wednesday happens tomorrow morning. Colleen will be here at 9:30, and that's September 11th. Happy Friday will be Friday the 13th at 12 noon, live, of course, and we'll have hopefully some guests reporting in from our show classroom. And then next week will be Tipsy Tuesday, September 17th at 4 p.m. Central Time. So I hope you join us for one of these. Maybe we're seeing you actually face to face one of these days in the coming few days. But wish us luck, and we'll be sure to share some of what's going on here in the wildness of FanFest.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.
See ya.
Bye.